Hi, everyone. Okay, I'm just going to keep doing this because it's been very helpful for me to debrief after my classes and also just, like I said, stepping into my voice and owning my narrative and what's going on. I wanted to hop on today because it's Wednesday, so that means it's class day. And today Martha Beck taught our class. And so when Martha teaches, she teaches everyone all together and it happens during the day. So usually I'm doing a night class, but because Martha was teaching, it was everybody and it happened today. So I already have done class today. And I just need to say, like, it's Martha Beck. She's so great. She's so quirky and so funny, but she is so inspiring. And no matter like what tangent she goes on or like she's so it's all in her head. The amount of things that she has in her brain, like names of people who've quoted amazing things, and like, she's got a PhD from Harvard. She's brilliant, but like the what she retains in her brain and can just like spill out is so impressive to me. It's like she's telling a story and it has like a specific yeah, has an experience. She's got a quote that's going to go with it from a book that she has read, from a really important person, or even someone that's just a friend and she knows the name and she knows the quote by heart. And it's like something I always wish I could do. Like, oh, that reminds me. I mean, I can pretty much quote Rilke back for any sort of experience because that is so in my body as like a poet. But we're talking like academic references. We're talking about Buddha quotes. Like just like it's insane the amount of knowledge that she has. And so it was really wonderful to get, to have a class from her. She's a really amazing, amazing teacher. So, we talked a lot about sort of her theories and what she's created around coaching. And that's going to play into the curriculum that we go through and how we approach coaching as, we get through all of this training. And she said so many beautiful, wonderful things that really stood out to me. But one of the things that she said is she said that change is an incredible symphony of becoming. And this idea that we are so resistant to change. Like most people, change is so difficult. We're resistant to it. It's scary. And it always is. Even for people I think who've done a lot of work and are really trying to like, you know, embrace non-attachment or trying to like get through change as something. But this idea that change is how we become over and over and over again, and that it is something that's going to continuously happen to us, and not just to us, but like the greater consciousness, our societies, our communities. Like, look at the world right now. Like change is we have to embrace it, or we're in fear of it. Um, so I think that's like one thing that just in my life over the past several years that I've had to really get honest with myself about is that it's okay to change your mind. And when change is happening, even if it feels like destructive in the moment, or even if it's not even destructive, but scary, or you're fearful of it, like it's a metamorphosis in which we have an opportunity to become more clear with who we are. And if we can embrace it, and more importantly, this was another thing that really stuck with me today. If you can be relaxed in change, if you can be relaxed in change, that is actually sort of the key to enlightenment, which I thought was just like so beautiful, and there's so much around these ideas and like how we get there and the work we need to do. But like to think about coaching people through it and really I think too, like just even with friends, like if you can be a friend to somebody where you can be relaxed in the change that is happening, and that doesn't mean that it doesn't affect you. That doesn't mean you're not concerned. It doesn't mean that like, you're not upset about things that are happening, especially in the world or whatever, but that you can be relaxed internally. Um, that's how you essentially become enlightened. And when you can embrace the change that's happening and sit with the feelings that it brings up in a way that you're non-judgmental, And if you can do that for yourself, then you can do that for other people. It was just so beautiful to hear her talk about it. And I feel like a lot of what she said, just the experiences I've gone through and the circumstances I've been in the last several years have really already sort of started leading me to that awareness in myself. Like that changes can be really difficult, and the catalytic events like we talked about, sometimes they're really terrible things that happen. But if you can embrace that, you're gonna go through a metamorphosis in which you have the opportunity to get down to your most essential self, then you can see things different and you can embrace change in a different way. So that was all very cool to listen to. She taught an hour and a half class, and I could just listen to her forever. I'm really excited to learn the details and really get into the psychology of what it means to sit with change, to embrace change, and the different modalities of how we can help other people do that. It's just like so needed right now because we're in a world where you don't even know. It's like every day. As far as like what we're facing as a society, change is insane. It's crazy. So those are my takeaways from today. The other thing that I wanted to mention for today, which is really exciting for me, is I know we've talked a lot about my book, but can I just say, for anybody who has self-published a book, it's one thing to write the words on a page and be like, this poem's amazing, right? It's another thing to have to be solely responsible for how your book looks and the formatting of it and putting together a cover and getting like another artist to help you. My very good friend Steph, one of my best friends in the whole world, she did the cover. And once we get this thing off of here, she is an amazing photographer. She also did all my author photo. Um, she's incredible. So to be able to collaborate with her on the look and feel of the cover was really amazing. But I want to say, you guys, it's finally done. I formatted the shit out of this book. It took me forever. It took me so many proofs to be like, the margins are finally right. The gutter is finally right. Like we were talking about in like the gutter, like Bree and I were talked about that in our last episode. But I got this today and I feel like I nailed it. And I feel so proud that not only did I write the book, but I formatted the book. I have every piece of this book, every white space, every letter, every page number. There's probably going to be a typo in here, and I don't want to fucking hear about it because oh my God, did this take me forever? But this is the proof where I get to hit the check mark and say, this is ready for publishing. And then you guys can buy it on the 5th of November. So anyway, that was a big day for me. So I'm really excited. So cheers to Martha Beck's class today. Cheers to finally having a proof of my book that I feel like I can approve. Cheers to my gold chrome fall nails. I am, you guys, I'm such a happy kid. I'm a happy kid. So, anyway, that's it for today. Peace out. Love ya.